used to. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they The Critic is in the house. Yeah, real thing. I find back one of my cap. I'm looking for my caps and can't find my caps. Yes, because tonight I was saying, who the cap fit, let them wear it. Yes, so a lot of serious things happen we're going to be talking about tonight. 8 presidential guards have tested positive for the coronavirus, and we're going to let you understand what was them guards' duties and how it's being treated. The office of the president issued a statement. The president PR person issued a statement, and we can call some former presidents. We also going to be dealing with people who APNU AFC said voted and wasn't in the country. The people them said they're in the country. The lady said me they're in the country all the time. Yes, me not going nowhere, me there here. They hear me vote. Me been in the country voting time. Right? So we can cover that. Tonight we'll be covering the brutal murder of a elderly woman, 68-year-old security guard, whose body was found in the REPENTIR cemetery recently. We can listen to what Yolanda Ward has said in terms of what's going on with GCOM. She spoke to the press today. We're going to listen to that. They're going to give you an update what's going on with GCOM from inside GCOM. Right? So we got a lot of things to go through this morning. A 58-year-old was hit down on PRINCETOWN Public Road, Quarantine Borbies. Dead. Right? So we gotta look at the speed on the road. We got a number of issues, and we can take some calls in between. Y'all know how the thing is go. We ain't gonna no start a farm. You understand? My mood might be nice. I might trip. It's all kind of things happen wrong here. You understand? So you just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Right? You ain't got no problem. Me telling you. Me telling you, if you're stupid, don't call me. Anybody can call you. You got the right to call. What gonna happen is I gonna tell you when you call that you're stupid. If you're stupid. You understand? That's what you got. You gotta study. You gotta study. If you got in talking to you and telling you what's right and what's wrong and all them things, no, I ain't gonna keep no secret for you. You ain't gotta worry. When you come and sit down and watch Critic, you know it's the realest thing coming out together. We ain't playing. Me telling you, if you're stupid, if you know if you use phone and the phone will get feedback, right? And all them things, no, don't call. I tell you, line open because it's all we there. This is we got to talk about the story. Yes, sir. But I am telling you also that when you call, I'm going to bump you. Yes, I tell you how you're stupid. Right? So you can expect all of that. You just throw back. If you didn't know, you're bright, you're stupid, you're smart, you're good looking, or whatever, when you call, you go find out the truth about yourself. Because I don't play. Yes, sir. So as soon as we reach, we got to deal with, first in, what we going to deal with? Let me listen to Yolanda Ward. We're going to go into, just now we're going to go into the president guards, the 8 president guards, the statements that come out of the office of the president, and we're going to go into all the different issues. Let me listen to Yolanda Ward and hear what she had to say. Oh, with this going on here, I must tell you, this is addressed to the press, right? Maybe Guyana Press Association and the rest of them. Yeah, I gotta get Mike on your side. You gotta make sure that you're speaking clearly, because one of the things people having a problem with, and they call them steady, people tell them to talk to them People, I don't know if y'all in y'all know, well, most of y'all in y'all know, but you up here and y'all frighten your own shadow. Y'all want to ask questions and be public figure and frighten your own shadow. I like me, everybody get me number. Then call me all over the night and I can't think. You have to know if me got some jumbie for deal with. Right? People call me all over the night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. They get symptoms. You understand? And they just decide, call the critic. Call the critic and hear what he got to say. Right? Yeah, I play task already. I play task drums already. Yeah. Now, people are asking that the media speak up so they can hear the questions being asked. Because you're going to hear the people them talking, but you don't hear what the questions are. Yeah, so I said the media could do that if they could figure. Because them is professional and they're bright and they're smart and that kind of. They don't know why people don't pay attention to them. It's not me say so. The people them call, a number of people call me, Mr. Critic, you ain't here in the media, but they feel me is the wrong and I'll tell thing and always lime and always friend. You understand? They know we's arch nemesis. You understand? They know that well. I don't really like y'all best bone. They understand? People see me and like yeah, Critic is media and oh he and all the media people are. Then I realize that when I see y'all, I just get bun stomach, I just get ulcer. You understand? Yeah, just seeing y'all just piss me off. So we got the first call. Yeah, my brother, talk to me.
Good night, how you doing? God bless you.
But the devil not gonna miss me. Talk to me.
I got a partner from Josh. I would like to speak to you, right? I want to word with you. Good night, how are you?
Yeah, my brother, talk to me.
Okay, how is everything? I watch your program, man. I like your program.
You know where you Western Union there? Yeah, we talk, bro. That's on my program right now. I not confuse me with chit chat. We talk. Remember I like the program and thing, you know. I ask if you know where Western Union. Plus, I see him good, you know. He little dark in complexion. Complexion is dark too. Complexion or complexion is only light. Complexion is everybody color. He little dark. So when I see a man, yes sir, I'm a little confused. You confuse him a little bit there. And he look like he little I don't believe he come from town. Because if you got come from town for a country, for country man call me for you ever talk to me, yes sir. You don't look like you come through town. Ever know, if you catch bus and pass through town man, ever know a country man come and talk. Only 2 times. Them stay by your auntie. Them come for 2-month holiday when school closed and so, right? Them a tongue man. Them been a tongue, you know. I got part them who leave from number 2 canal. Right? He walked through board market and somebody pull the packet. He had farted all the packet, they pull the packet like to go for Rabbi. And he lashed aside the hand and said, big thing. That's what he said. They go for Rabbi and catch them. This I mean telling he had nothing in his pocket. You understand? It would have been a waste of time to rob Holy. Right? He just walked through board market. He said, me know the whole board market. He know the runnings in town. He catch a bus. You understand? And anytime you're not drop P4 car away here, he know tongue here tongue man. If you drop P4 car away for Regent Street, and he go through like Sussex Street or where the place right there, he confused again. That's a last. Right in tongue here tongue man. Yeah, but they talk to me, cowboy.
Good night, my brother. Good night, Critic. What's going on? Everything blessed?
Yeah, nothing going on. Thing going in, and soon I'll gonna come. The shaft will be greasing. Now people got a face like they're constipated, right? Cause it's in, and it's a little discomforting thing.
We not take grease.
No. We damn are using grease. Grease is a byproduct of something. I use an oil body. It is, you know, we is an oil nation. You understand? You got oil up everybody, and everybody can be smiling after that. Yeah? Roger.
I see she did make a public apology for a statement she would drink and she said she take a few drinks and so on. She misinterpreted, and she did an apology. No, it's upon racism. But brother, we got. I mean, Auntie, I would applaud Auntie for the public statement that she come out and she did apologize. But we got more than one issues with the same kind of trend, and nobody never go behind them ERC, and nobody never go behind them.
But that's not so. That's not completely true.
You understand?
That's not completely true. That is not completely true. The same instance here, my manos. That is not completely true. The same issue when the people them there, the Barbies, and Cassidy tag the thing with the Hindu flag them and so remember Cassidy? You had to issue a public apology, and he went before the ERC.
Okay.
Right? Now here was the problem, and I'm glad you bring it up. People are telling me, Critic, you're not talking about the black girl, right? Another hungry belly. The problem is with hungry belly behavior, it is not black or Indian. The problem is with racism, it's not black or Indian racism. So in addressing Auntie, I wasn't addressing Indian racism, I was addressing racism. And people don't understand that. So the Indian people want to talk about black people who cussing out. This thing is not about Indian and black. Anybody who puts out that, no, but here it is. When people looking at it, they're looking at it that way, because that's why they're saying, Critic, you don't see the black girl. Why you know say, man, they had another auntie who went a cuss up, so you don't find them out in no. Here them say, you don't see the black girl, right? The way the black girl things are circulate. Now the black girl say that they can kill, they want to kill some Indian, they want to kill Irfan. That's a serious thing. Anybody asks if Irfan Ali take it serious and made a report about it? This is Irfan Ali. Now Brian Max was held because James Bond and whoever he made threats towards made a report about it. Did Irfan Ali make a report about it? Is Irfan Ali a lackadaisical leader? What is going on? You understand? More than anybody as a presidential candidate is going to reach the ears of the police more than anybody else. You understand? You got to ask the ear, I tell you. I am speaking here. Right? I am speaking here, and you have people that say, you didn't talk about the lady. Black people, you didn't talk about the lady. I want to tell them about the Mama Connie. You understand? Because I spoke about the lady extensively. The lady get the hardest slash righty. You understand?
Exactly.
The hardest slash righty. I spoke about her, and she apologized and all them things. Now, you don't look at me every day and you calculate me talk about the lady, or you don't look at me for my whole 4 hours. If you don't know or you don't see, you understand? So, the next hungry belly now, people bring some people say, Critic, you're not talking about she. Right? But I know Indian people can't say, me doesn't fudge your black people. They can't say that. You understand?
Yeah, I believe Leonard Gildari and Yog Mahadi was supposed to go up the highway tomorrow with a caller early in the day, by. If you could link with them, it's some big Russian operation going on.
Now, me not go there. Let them go. Let them go.
So,
Partner, me not going no bush with nobody. Especially with 2 by from the man there. You end up with something in your hole. You ever tell you? You might go looking for skin for put my finger. You understand? And you end up your skin up. Me going in no bush with no man. Why you want to go and see? Let PNC go in there and cover the big screen and the skin and the chemical. You understand?
The man tell Yogan Gildari, are you one-sided? Are you one-sided? Are you not talking about them Russians in the highway there?
Yeah, let he go. No, but listen to me. Let he go. Since you know about Russians, let he go. This thing is a serious thing. It's not no joke. You play fast. You play stupid with me. What me I go do with 2 other man in the bush? Eh?
Hey. Before I left face off, gonna drive up back here, can we miss your pay, man?
I'm gonna come and stop in, don't worry.
Good, buddy.
Take care, bro.
Take care.
Yeah, me I go bullshit, man. What do me? Me head na good? Hello, good night.
Chris, good night. Listen, this is the same fellow that talked to you about digital.
Yeah, my brother.
Right. Listen, I just want to put in here that I'm very dissatisfied with how they're treating us. Okay? Because I have put
No, but don't talk about us, you talk about you. You talk about you call your number. Well, me don't know if you do any runnings in Frankie for call your number, cause so then you call for talk about digital and your old codes and them start call you. So
No. My number is 687-6632. Me don't know nobody.
no, Digicel, this is a customer and he's very dissatisfied. They got anybody from Digicel? Please look into this man. What's the number again? 687-6632. The man see put in the money, he calling the people, he get a little problem, he borrow, put back and so, he get a little problem, and he ain't getting out to nobody for get back his money. You know, this is COVID-19 time. And I don't know if you know, brother, but Digicel going bankrupt. Digicel might go with all of your money. Let her explain to me what go on. May you know if the bankruptcy reach Guyana? Or what go on? Digicel filed for bankruptcy. You understand? So your money might gone in the Ponzi scheme. Digicel, you hear the man number, and you will hear the man concerns now. Let go, brother.
I borrowed 4,005, and I put $7,000 back on my phone. Okay? And the 2,000 what I supposed to see in my main balance, it is not there. Okay? All right, let me tell you how it goes. On the 16th of May, okay, I had $500 on my phone. I borrowed the 4,005 from them. Okay, so that make it, my main balance now will be 5,000. All right. I activate my monthly plan, which costs $3,800. That leaves $1,200 balance on my phone. All right, that is on the 16th. I sent $1,000 to a friend of mine. That leaves $200 on my phone. Going into the 17th, okay, of May, I sent $2,000. A friend of mine sent $2,000 to this number, 687-6632. All right. On the 18th, just about 7 in the evening, I put $1,500 on my phone. All right. And on the 18th, I put $3,005 on my phone. So tell me that is how much.
No, well, you tell me really follow when I last that thing. There's nothing going on there.
That's what I'm telling you. I don't know if I confused the computer.
They must do a mingo for you. Yes, sir. Because mingos do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40, 50, 100,000 PNC win. Just a try. When you catch yourself, you know what's happening.
All I need is my money.
Raja, well, I know the whole public here. Somebody can hear and they can get on to you. Because people, Digicel want be talking about this every night and everybody calling. So we talk, brother.
Okay, buddy, thanks.
Yeah. So, let me get straight into more people calling them people waste night. Yeah, brother, talk to me.
Oh, all right. Oh, I was just the guy there with the credit thing. Good. So what you don't realize is that as you top up the phone, you're reducing the amount of credit that you owe them. Plus, you still got to pay that interest.
No. He accept that. He borrow 4 or 5. He knows 5,000 supposed to come out. So he do the numbers. He explained to me before. But the issue there, he explained to me before the call. the issue there is that a lot of people can't really explain themselves properly for people to understand. Here I am now. People is talking, right? Here was one of the problems that people have when it comes to communication. They speak. They don't listen to themselves. They don't speak to you. They just speak. You understand?
Yeah.
So, what you have to do to be an effective communicator is ask yourself how you're sounding. You understand?
Yeah.
Funny enough, there are exercises that you do in the university. Me been in university, but me know them things there. Whereas, you got 10 people in a circle and you give a man a message in the ears, and by the time it run wrong, come wrong, and come back to he, is nothing what he said.
Yeah.
You understand? Because people say, they don't be speaking to you, they just want the information get out there, and they really put much thought into it, how to do the calculation, some things you don't even need to talk about. Like when you go to a police station, I should do this, I should do that, and you realize that here, certain things are even relevant. You just talking too much, and you're fudging and lying. You understand? And they want to know why the police ain't got no time. Because from the inception, the get-go, the police get the opinion that there's a cross. You understand? What you got to do is calculate what really thing, how the thing happened, and how the first time when you're there with your man, and the second time when you're there with your man, this time is a lash to head you talking about now. You understand?
Yeah.
And you talk 3-year story, and all you got to explain is that Harry Paul lash you and bust open your head. That adds up to assault, and depends on the damage to the head, it adds up to attempt murder. Yes, but most people in ineffective communicators. That's why, you know, like in area could be inclusive. You gotta be more inclusive. That's why the relationship, why don't tell you what I want to ram it to you. Ask him for why you want to ram it to you. You understand? So you get them the impression that yes, they got control over this thing. You know? Girl, I want it. I want it. No, you don't want nothing. You understand? We talk, Roger that. Yeah. So just for help, I was the problems come up, we dealing with them and so on. So let me go straight into Yolanda Ward and what was the press conference about?
You guys will tell me. Yeah. Hello. Alright, colleagues, good afternoon. I just wanted to provide you with a quick brief as to where we are today, 20th May 2020. As of 3:30 today, we would have completed 37 boxes.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Talk to my brother.
Well, you're celebrating,
I ain't getting you too clear. Talk up, talk up.
Yes, you hear me now?
No, I hear you clear. Whatever you're trying to do there, not do that. Talk like how you talk on phone.
Yeah, I got on my earpiece to talking to you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So the earpiece ain't working too good. Our mute ain't working too good. Why this thing ain't working too good?
Hello?
No, talk. Roger that. Talk to me.
You're calling the president demand show. And you spoke about the media, criticized them a little bit more. Boss Ghani, 94. We spoke about GCOM, you said GCOM is what GCOM is. My question to you is, what is really a PR? Or what is the job of a PR? And I'm being specific to Yolanda Ward.
Me don't understand what you're telling me.
I'm telling you, you had call anything you need, you call the president and it happens. You spoke about the president, and next year or the following day, the man showed up. And you know, we spoke like more or less about the media not being, grinding both parties the same way, and they grind their age last night. Today, I'm calling to ask you, what is a PR, or what is the job of a PR? And I'm referring to Miss Yolanda Ward.
Yolanda Ward is as seen now one of the best PR personnel because she's there in front every day, coming to front and giving update. She's public relations for GCOM. And I can tell you, compared to across the media in this country, she's doing a fairly good job.
But don't you see the key question is that I don't have an answer for that. I am not aware in terms of like simple little things for today that she did.
Well, we can see that now. Here was the next thing you have to understand. Here was the next thing you have to understand. Right? Public relations does not play a role in management. Even if the public relation officer is in a meeting and listening to what the GCOM chairperson is talking to the CEO about, she can't get up and say, well, we had a meeting and this is what they say. No. They collectively tell her what information they want to reach the people. You understand?
Okay.
So she don't decide the public relation officer don't walk around and decide, well, here what now? I hear this one says so, and I see this one. No, you don't walk like that.
That I understand. I'm not trying to be selfish or one-sided.
No. So when she says she does not know, if the PR person too does be looking at what is going on and what information is being disseminated about the entity, and she would now go and ask, well, I need this information, I need to know this, I need to know that, in tune to come and tell the public. And if you ask something that she does not know, she has to go back and find out before she tell you. You understand? If it was a more robust, transparent organization, Yolanda Ward might have been able to be in the midst of things. If they had a proper structure, which obviously they don't have. GCOM is a mess. Yes, and for $8 billion, GCOM is a mess. And Yolanda Ward is doing extremely well, just going to front.
My opinion, after listening to you this evening, I would say it's either she don't speak.
I ain't hearing you too clear, you know, man. I ain't hearing you too clear. This thing getting me up on my nerves.
Hello?
A straining for hear your body.
My opinion on her is relaying of what transpired or what was given to her to relay is not being relayed in the full capacity.
How you know that what was given to her? Why the fudge?
No. You're the one who's telling me she can only come out and say whatever they tell her to say.
Roger.
Right? That's why.
So how she relaying in the full capacity?
With a simple thing of that we can do, finishing up that, signing off that. At this stage, you cannot say, well, we had this final agreement, or they came up with this, or this is the junction that they had with it up to now.
But what are you... Here I'm now. I don't even understand. The problem is, it seems that you don't even understand the question you want to answer. So you can get a confusing answer. Were you talking about Region 2 was signed off and they got a declaration, they opened it in the media?
Okay, listen out to the interview with her.
All right.
Then after that,
Safe. Listen to me. Y'all don't ask me. I assess the situation here. Y'all don't ask. First thing is, let me explain, let me break it down for who them there and who in know. And again, for just who just tuned in, we got how brutally the lady was murdered. You don't want to know. The autopsy report is in. I will read that to you guys just now. The lady who, the 68-year-old who was found in the burying ground, raped and murdered. We got Doc coming up. We got the 8 president guards who they were in contact with. What was the situation? A statement issued by the office of the president and the president PR person. We got those things to deal with. I'm listening to Yolanda Ward. Here was the next thing. Let me tell you something. Whatever you see here is real. It ain't got no games, ain't got no cutting, ain't got no editing. Right? Me live on what I'm saying is real. It don't get realer than this. This is the realest thing coming out together now. Now, here where the problem is. When I watching these things, you all would have already seen it. I do not The Guyanese Critic does not. Today, you know, I share this on my page. I see she on and I share it. I do not look at people's videos. If it's not something that I would have an interest in or not brought to my attention, I don't go looking at people's videos. I don't listen to Bar Jagger Press Conference. I don't listen to nobody, nothing. I do not listen to myself. You understand? So maybe I am mixed up with it. I think I take half an hour, me time to watch it. No. We will do this together. That's why when you see something, I feel like, what, for real? Because the same time I looking at it, you know, I am looking at it because you requested that. You understand? Because you requested me to assess here and give my opinion. Otherwise than that, I do not care. You saw, he bring it to me attention yesterday. I told Ganesh I would be addressing you tonight. He said, well, look how it is. I said, don't look at people's video. When I go on my live, I will look at it. We will all look at it together. We make an assessment. I do not look at it before because I want the first thought come to my head. I express. You understand? The first thought come to my head, bam, in 5 seconds I tell you, this is madness. I would not look at you, Landward, and then prep and come and tell you this mistake and that mistake and no. You understand? So that, yeah, where I get the impression like I don't know everything. I have no time with who talk, what, when, where, and how. I don't tracking people for find problems. As y'all is bringing to my attention as a critic. Look at this. You see Ganesh yesterday? Yes, sir. I passed today, see Yolanda Ward, and I said, here, the best person for us to give us an update is what is going on in GCOM, Yolanda Ward. Right? Let me put this for a little pause and let me get into something serious. Now, let me read this report for you. Now, on Monday morning, I received a call. And it so happens, an elderly woman was found in the burying ground, right in the Canada. She was dead. Right? Now, this was a security guard. The circumstances under which she was found was not nice. Her clothes was off, and she was in a position that suggested she was raped. That's Monday morning. Right? Now when you watch, you see a body, she dead. I don't know how she dead at the time. We suggested that she was raped because of the position where she there in. How they find she without she clothes. You understand? Now an autopsy was conducted this morning. And let me tell you what that autopsy report found. Not nice at all. Not nice at all. And what it suggests is how this elderly woman reached her demise. It was brutal and vicious. You understand? That's how she met her demise. It ain't nice. And I can tell you, if the first blow you ain't get, if the first blow that you get ain't kill you, with the blows that this woman get would suggest that her death was agonizing, was a painful one, and nobody deserves that. You understand? Her name, Margaret Dotson. 68 8-year-old security guard that nobody had a bad word to say about. This is what she found. Right down in the corner there. This is what she found. Now, this is the road. There's a drain here, and then you got the burying ground there. She find between some tomb. Now, what happened? She didn't jump the drain. She might have been pushed over the drain. Let me tell you what the autopsy report says. Multiple injuries. Multiple injuries. This is about the body. Now, no big thing, but injuries nonetheless. Hello, good night.
Hi, hello?
Yeah, brother, talk to me.
Yeah, I talked to lady called me back.
Oh, just in a moment. Let me talk to you one time, Mr. President. Let me talk to you one time. Hello? Yes. As it relates to today, the Guyana Police Force issued a statement about 8 members of the President Guard being tested positive for COVID-19. So why I called members of the President Guard, as you would know, being a former president. By the way, viewers, I have Donald Ramatar, former President Donald Ramatar on the phone here. There's his vice here and there. So you would know, Mr. Ramatar, that anything in relation to President Guard would cover the Prime Minister, the President, and former presidents. So I wanted to know if any of these President Guards were assigned to your detail as a former president.
Well, I haven't had any of my guard kids recently. I mean, the guards who have been working with me have been working with me for quite a long time, and they're still working, and none of them have any COVID-19.
Okay, and nobody from the operations of the unit, well, the head of the unit, have reached out to you and tell you, well, is there anything to worry about and so on?
Not at all.
So obviously it's not your guards. All right, Mr. Ramatar, thank you very much for your time.
The guard haven't been kids. They're with me all the time. None of them are suffering from any illness.
Okay. Raja Chief, thanks a million. So that is former President Donald Ramatar, and since he called, we can get straight into the statement issued by the president's PR person, right? So we trying to figure out. You see, the President Guards cover a number of individuals. They cover the Prime Minister, they cover the President, and they cover former presidents. You understand? I reached out to Barajagio earlier. I reached out to Donald Ramatar and I asked them, have any of your guards moved on what is going on? And there's a statement that was issued here by the PR person for the president. Now, it clearly said here, good night, ladies and gentlemen of the media. I have received multiple phone calls on the subject of 8 ranks who have tested positive for COVID-19 and are attached to the Presidential Guard. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Yeah, brother. Yeah, so this is a statement explaining it on part of the president, right? So again, please be advised that the Presidential Guard unit falls within the ambits of the Guyana Police Force and is subject to the rules and regulation imposed by the Commissioner of Police. Please be informed that the 8 ranks were never part of the Special Protective Service arm of the unit. Now the presidential guards got a set of units inside. You got them banner was there by the gate, was there uniform. You got unit what is there with the president. Special unit was there with the president. You got unit was there with all them presidential guard, but you got unit was there with former presidents and prime ministers. So, right? I don't know how all the mix up just run. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Yeah, brother.
I don't know why I'm busting my right. Is the them is a color?
Where's that?
You know my busting my right. The them is a color?
By if y'all girl used to end up get fudge when y'all calling and tell people ship this, y'all wouldn't call in, you know. Or something they fly in your hole, you wouldn't call in. Yeah. You know? No joke. When you call. Next you guys are you remember last time there some you used to make a joke with something in the box and out the box. You remember the in the box and out the box? Next you call and something flying through the phone in your girl hole. You understand? If your girl is over got your mother, they wouldn't call him. For tax shoppers, he going to buy a bus to bar if I do is what color. You understand? If I end up in a girl bus, I start driving, I come to a conductor jumping out the bus and jumping in the bus, and I start bringing passengers in the bus. What happened there? You're not going to call. You understand? No, it's them kind of things you got to deal with. No, I don't know how we act. Like somebody called, right? And I said, so, that was, you know, you're listening to Shibiness. I don't know what y'all expect me to say. People say, man, Critic, you gotta be more professional, that thing. A man called and asked me, he gonna buy a bus to bar if I know what color. Well, if it was mountain, I would think it's red, the bus would be. Yes, that. I would be walking, Buxton, he should be green. But what you want, I tell us, oh, it was a prank call. It was very unfortunate. No, I gotta tell you. Yes, and if you used to call and people get in the girl hole, you wouldn't call. I'm telling you, guys, this man is fighting bad. People is just walking past and watch people get the bad. What you know? Yes, man. And these days, technology will reach to the level. When you call me for chauvinist, you girls start moaning and groaning in the room. Yes, man. And if your girl in the home, your mother. Right? What I can tell you? You could treat things like this seriously? Oh, you know? Like you read the news. And then somebody like that doodle. He said, oh, what is this? You understand? What is this? They're very disruptive. A bit disruptive. You know, your mother. You're disruptive. You set the mood because like a start and a day. And the thing just straight in it. You tell them get coronavirus. And they're so dead. And yes, sir. Well, I think but you girl. Put in the bed. Sprawl up and hollering me name. Yes, sir. That just changed me mood and life. You know me, I feel so alive. You know? I feel like drain off for me. What you say? You did good. Next thing you call and put your whole family in disrepute. Yes, and because somebody thinking about your wife. You know how people were going around jerking off. There's got to think about something. There's got to imagine something. I y'all know the people was there for them kind of stupidness. Yes, sir. Just imagine your mother. That's why you have to know your mother start walking down the road and just such a hip give a problem. Yes, sir. You have to know somebody got changed their mind because of you stupidness. Yes, sir. Yeah, I got them. Yeah, I like to just stop it. Stupidness. Right? It's who say all over the place like grass. Like a furrows can I like a grasshopper. You better know land for your back. Yes, grasshoppers are landing all over the place. I know they're all over the place like a grasshopper. I ain't landing for your back though. Once me land for your back, yes, you gotta go somewhere and figure out whether the happens them is happen one another. Me not to happen for nobody. Here, let me finish up this thing with the presidency. And then I gotta take off for you. I come back, hey, let me put it on par. I gotta leave it there. People like Feroz Khan and them, they're wrong. And people get off with a little nice and thing and you feel you could come and tell. You don't know me. You understand? Yeah. It's not the kind of grasshopper will jump on your back because I don't know is who you looking for. What you doing wrong here? Where's getting kicks from your answer? If you just want them by where you drink up your rum, your answer, hook up your friend and dance and thing. For you come up with an analogy that I like a grasshopper happen all about the place. You understand? Luckily, I ain't jumping on your back. Right? And notice the answer where you're looking for. You feel nice now. You know? I'm watching you. You just get up and you just put in one thing. You still you get stupid. And then know where you're talking. And then realize that whether you got a tap fan badge or you just call me and get with me every day. You understand? Or you're just my mother or my friend. I would pudge you up anytime you rant after me. I don't play them game. Right, for Roscan? Catch your fudge yourself and figure out your hard out. Figure out the hard out. You understand? Yeah. Yeah. So we got straight into the thing with the advice from Feroz Khan. So you win one and you lose one, right? It's draw. But take your advice and stop jumping around. You understand? Yeah. Hopping around like a grasshopper. Right? Hopping around like a grasshopper. So I call my tea someday, everybody laugh. Yeah, like laugh. Yeah. Don't let I start critiquing but people laugh here. Whether you laugh hard enough or you laugh too hard. Make nice in this place I wake up my grandson. You understand? So, coming out of the office of the president, please be advised that the Presidential Guards unit falls within the ambit of the Guyana Police Force and is subject to the rules and regulations imposed by the Commissioner of Police. Please be informed that the 8 ranks were never part of the Special Protective Service arm of the unit. The Special Protective Arm of the Presidential Guards. The Special Protective Arm unit is people who directly protecting the president detail and everybody around the president, right? So the persons who were found to have COVID-19, they were never part of the president's unit, right? Are never close to the president. That's basically what they're trying to say, right? So, never the unit. The ranks were therefore not responsible for close protection of President David Granger or his family. The president has been working remotely for some time and has not been in contact with uniformed members of the Presidential Guard unit. Please note all that the cases referred to are not new cases and have been included in the Ministry of Public Health figures. So these banners, when this is not new cases, these banners get coronavirus for quite some time now, but they ain't talk about it. They ain't said nothing about it. We didn't know about that, right? That's the only worry I got it. So the Presidential Guards are from a unit, but not the unit what dealing with the president. A special unit is dealing with the president. They wasn't with him. Dan Ramatar said he crew, they're still with he, right? All right. And they continue to work with him. And none of he people them in sick. I spoke to Barajaglio. I messaged Barajaglio and he said his unit is intact. None of his individual, the guards for him, right? The presidential guards that cover him have contracted the coronavirus. So we got 2. Who's another president? Right? So let me finish up with this lady story 2. Right? Real unfortunate situation. Real sad situation. And again, my condolences to the family on behalf of my followers and supporters. Now, here are the kind of injuries this woman received. Right? multiple injuries, and there's about the body. They list multiple injuries, little injuries, well, a neck, a cut, a cuff, whatever. I don't know how they cover that, but it's multiple injuries, right? But the glaring injuries: blunt trauma to the head. Blunt trauma to the head. So blunt trauma, if you get chopped, it doesn't relate to blunt trauma. If you get hit with something solid in your head, a wood, bam, or your head is hit on a solid surface, it's called blunt trauma. I don't know if they hit the lady head against the tomb, what they do. What I know, it would have been agonizing to have her whole body being treated like that, knocking and all that. People done got all the pain in the joints and all them things. Yes, so you could imagine what this woman going through. I don't know if she was hollering, what was going on. I don't know, I didn't hear. Blunt trauma to the head. Ligature strangulation. You understand? Marks to your neck show strangulation. You ever pant for breath and ain't getting breath and see what is it like? It don't be easy. You understand? It ain't easy. And I'm saying, no one, no citizen, no one should have to go through that. I could only imagine what the family is going through. You understand? No one should have to go through that. It's not easy. I just try to fathom what kind of monster would do that. You understand? What kind of monster do you have to be to do that to an elderly woman? Fractured spine and neck. Now your spinal cord runs straight down. And if you say, it could mean, the neck could mean the spine at the back here. But it's two places: fractured spine and neck. Broke your neck. Yes, sir. Most likely would have thrown she over the gutter. She fall against the tombs and so there. Because it's solid concrete tombs, old tombs. This is sick. This is sickening. Justice has to be served for Miss Datson. And there's signs of vaginal penetration. I don't know what would suggest that. I don't know how to do the test or whatever, but this is the autopsy report. So she was raped. You understand? Her last breath and her last time here on this earth, this sick place, her last moments were gruesome ones. Her dignity was taken away. You understand? She was destroyed and destroyed. They're not easy. They're not easy. Justice has to be served for this woman. The individual or individuals who perpetrated that act should not see freedom ever again. That is my recommendation. Someone, a taxi driver who she used to use and the carrier stick right there, has been arrested and who has been accused about things like that before, raping women in the burying ground. Yes, she suffered. She met a gruesome death. An agonizing death. My condolences to Miss Dawson's family and friends. And I want to thank the residents of Alboystown for coming out and showing such support. When they go by East Lebanon, people take off, people trip out, you know. People trip out. People say, here, we ain't taking it, so. What you going on here? Hey, come kiss Grandpa. They going in your bed now? Why not sleep? Why not sleep, man? Oh, good baby. Go in your bed, right? Good night. Love you. Is the man there? Is no way catch me, sir. The man is here, the people try to hold up. Bye. The residents came out overwhelmingly supporting grandfather doing it. I don't allow no data, man. Why you ask me about data and that kind of thing, right? So here we have now. One of the people them, we get nice and quiet now, so let me walk with this card here. One of the people them, well, the PNC said, lady, as your husband been out the country. We said, well, I mean, go away. I been here. The people them just turning up. The people them just turning up. It's who they here, man. Tony Vibes, like you want to get black from me page. What you doing here, man? Like you should be there, you pack here, bro. Don't cast the people name for me page, buddy. What's wrong with you? What kind of crosses you bring? What kind of negative vibes you bring in here? Do I look like I care what Tony Vibes is really wrong with it? It's crass, what you doing wrong here, buddy? I don't play games with other people. I don't care what, who talking, what, when, where, how. Not here. Don't depend on them stupidness wrong, eh? You looking at the realest thing coming out again and come time but stupid people. It's like you coming and bring auntie man business wrong, eh? We don't play them game, we shooting straight wrong, eh, buddy? I don't even know why you guys are listening to them people. How you know the man attack is stupidness? A man like 1 time, 2 time, y'all is there on bare stupidness, you know? Y'all is there on bare nonsense. And I getting fed up with some of y'all. And people talk like 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. When somebody tell me, the man talk. Some people I unfollow them and I can't because I don't want anything coming up on my page. A man talk 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Lie. You still listening to the man? I don't even know what the stupid is the man talk. Yeah, depend on your lactation. You ever hear I talk about certain people? They're irrelevant. You tune into the largest thing that this country got. Everybody, oh God, President Critic, go and there for something big now, everybody excited Critic, you see? No, all I know is every day consistently we getting things done here. We do everything. We do everything. That's all I know. Me got to tell you what nobody else doing. Me interested. Y'all don't bring them wrong because right away can't like this. Send y'all to promote them. This is where they going for the just now, man. All I call is auntie. He said me and know about that Auntie Shirley. Maybe me the here all the time. Cause now I get late, the big lady must be going to sleep, right? Hi, let me talk to Auntie Shirley still wake up?
Yeah.
Let me talk to she now. Tell she critical back. Hi, Auntie Shirley.
Hi.
Critic, the bio call you earlier. You going to sleep?
Drop to sleep.
Oh, my mama me realize me ask the little girl if you asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, let me call you tomorrow, man.
Alright.
Roger, Auntie Shirley. Let me know about you now. Now, here me tell you. Kaicho News got the article with Auntie Shirley. The little girl is a little pick the answer the phone and come, yeah, Auntie Shirley, wake up the poor lady. Can't ask the lady that now. But the fact is, the lady was in the country. PNC said the lady there in the country and somebody vote for she. You understand? And the lady there in the country. The lady is your husband. They're in the country. Every day dead people turn up. People with them say they're out in the country. Call out every name. They don't say they're out in the country. They just stating that they calling the phone number. Whoever take off, they stating that they're out of the district. Oh, they don't say they're out of the country. They say out of the district. Now we ask them to define district. They don't want to define it. May I answer? Today somebody call out 50 something numbers?
Every single day, APNU calls amount of serial numbers, and they want to verify if the person is. They want to, the objection they're making against it is that these persons that are out of the district and could not have voted.
How much people are called to the U station?
One was 43%, only 7 voted.
One box?
Yeah, one was 43. One was 52.
You so only 7 voted for who?
7 voted. 7 out of 43% they called. 70% voted. The other rest did not vote.
So the other rest wasn't tick off. They walking with tick.
43 numbers they called. They called 10, 11, 12, 210, blam. Out of them numbers, 70% voted. The rest did not vote. The 7% they claiming, all the numbers that they call, it take 35 minutes just to find the numbers there. They stating that them people was not in the district.
This thing is not a problem, you know. This is a delay tactic.
It's a delay tactics. One was 43, the next one was 52. And 45 people vote for APNU, PPPC, 156 vote for APNU. 52% they call.
There's a next box with
There's a
that.
next box. 6 take off. 6% voted with the amount of number that they call. And next set they call 7.
There's a cast netting, man.
Yeah.
Like we're throwing cast netting.
They
Big
might
stuff. Like
notice now well, day before yesterday, when they call, they can GCOM staff and collect the number, write it down, and then say 7% voted or 10% ticked off with the amount of numbers they call. Today now, as the person calling number, GCOM staff
checking it right away.
Checking it. Number 1 did not tick. Number 2 not tick. Number 10.
Well, you understand what I'm going on? Because if you come in, here what this is basically because if you come in, if Ganesh said they got people in the field walking, if you had people in the field walking and you know for sure, that means every number you call would have been in. Now you can't call 47 and you catch 7. Does they call in wild numbers to see whoever they catch? And even the 6 when I catch, the people are here.
The people that bro, the people them just delaying item. It take 35 minutes just to find the people, check through the list and give them the results. Now from there they got the next objection and next objection. They just objecting to everything and delaying time. One box take with 2 hours and 45 minutes. Just to check through. The next box take 3 hours. When we go in 8 o'clock, we lunchtime is still 1:30, 1:40. Today we done 7:30. And 4 box we do for the day. And it's like if we counting 500 ballots in one box. Like 1,000 ballots in one box.
How much ballots? You remember the ballots in the boxes today?
One was 400 and 401.
Region 4 got high numbers.
Yeah. One was 200 and something, but it varies. But APNU UFC just coming out every single day with different tactics.
Safe. Yeah. Yeah. There was confusion. Hey, listen to me. When they change the party, they can't call the party confusion. Confusion, and remember confusion gonna be an anonym, whatever you call it. So C, O, and so you're going down. Lang, the party name got for Lang. Confusion, the party got name. What you tell you? Yeah, man. What go on, somebody? Go with the time. You fighting for democracy, this is what you gotta do. Stand up and fall. Yes, and go, you gotta do. Stand up there every day and check. And that's what people are checking. Here I'm telling you, the people them, what there for the small parties are people who got it in the heart and want to fight for something and develop themselves. Right? And the people who there for the PNC, some old turtle, they born for problem. You understand? They're there and create a bare confusion. Everybody else got young, energetic people who want to do things and want to see better. This is the next thing. This is the next. You got to find out the people them are set up all, you understand, dirty behavior. People just creating confusion. Them call out 50 something, they 40 something name. Them 2 chargy 30. Now out of the 6, but they're catching in it. Because remember, it don't matter. If you catch 1 out of the 6 where they catch in the neck, remember they telling G come for go start it out. G come you tried there. Ganesh ain't producing no do evidence started out till the day after. I should call you and ask if you give them plenty evidence. They put a thing in chronicle paper and chronic the story said they can't prove it. The story said they can't prove it. Now, here where the problem with this dead people voting. If you put every dead person has a death certificate. People who have died are on the voters list, the original OLE. We knew that. When they said the list was a bloated one and all that, we knew that it was dead people. But we also knew dead people cannot vote. Them now, come on, let dead people. We don't want to know how many dead people on the list. We want to know who voted for the dead people. You imagine you claiming thousands of people voted for dead people. And you can't catch one body with an ID card in the hand belonging to the next dead person that resemble the person. If you know a dead man and you see the OLE, shit. What do you think name of the picture is? The folio. And you get a folio and you watch a dead man. Right? You could walk on the road in the same neighborhood and say, this man look like the man. You understand? This man look like the man. Let me listen to what Yolanda Ward had to say.
That is 7 from region 3, 9 from region 4, 7 from region 5, 11 for region 6, and 3 for region 7, giving us a total of 37. All the workstations are currently in operations, and so by the end of the day I'll be able to give you the total as to where we are. As of tomorrow, for tomorrow specifically, the tabulation exercise will commence at 3 p.m. As you know, we would have completed the count for Region 2, and as was done in the case of Region 1, they will go through the entire process to ensure that all the numbers for everyone match, and so to finalize that count for Region 2. So that process will get underway tomorrow. We still do not have a definitive timeline for the completion of this exercise. This continues to be an ongoing discussion at the level of the Commission, so that we'll be able to, based on our continued assessment as to what needs to happen and the various strategies to be employed at the level of the Commission, to deter.
Ms. Ward, just to update you as to what's going on. You heard from a accounting agent just now the delaying tactic. If y'all stop allowing the PNC to continue with the bullshit at the conference center, they would need no discussions as for the completion of the count. It took 35 minutes to run through 45 names to find that 6 people out of those 45 names voted and might possibly be out of the jurisdiction or dead, but cannot be proven. It is a case whereas hundreds of objections have been made like that already, but not one iota of proof. It would be very interesting, Ms. Ward, if you ask management, your superiors, to help you out with the evidence that the PNC has produced. And maybe you could present that to the people and say, well, we are looking at objections, and in relation to this death certificate and in relation to this immigrant. Interesting if we can get that, Miss Ward. Thank you. Let me continue.
I mean, how we proceed and to really come up with a definitive time as to how, as to when this exercise could be concluded. I must let you know that this is one of the core issues at the level of the Commission, since it is the desire of the Commission that this process concludes within the shortest possible time. And so, being cognizant of the current environment that we're operating in, as well as a number of other factors, I'm sure that the Commission will continue to have deliberations along this line, and hopefully very soon we'll be able to come up with a definitive timeline for the conclusion of this exercise. This morning, as you may be aware, the Commission met with the Leader of the Opposition and a delegation to hear their concerns as it relates to the recount exercise. A number of the issues raised are nothing new that we have been discussing in the public domain. There were some suggestions and recommendations put forward in this regard. Some of the issues raised particularly dealt with the slothfulness of the process and the need for acceleration to ensure that the recount exercise comes to an expeditious ending. As it relates to that particular matter, there were some suggestions that were put forward, particularly on how the time could be minimized during the count at the level of the respective workstations. Of course, allocating suggestion to allocate that.
Something just drawn to my attention is this is not nice. No, Office of the President issued a statement. Everybody talk and explain what is going on from their perspective. Somebody put up a photograph of President Granger and the story. What are you trying to suggest? And obviously these people don't have inside information. This propaganda thing getting out of hand. And COVID-19 is not a joke and should not be taken as a joke. All we got with differences, people talking things about Granger, talk factual things. People talking about Barjado and this shit and shy thing. Yeah, I got done with this hungry belly society that is forging its way from up under or out of your bowels. You got done with it. I just see a story and they got President Granger picture. What are you saying? Office of the President, the President Guard covers the Prime Minister, the President, and former presidents. Why don't take a picture with all them together and put it up? Yeah, sir? Somebody decided it would be nice to put President Granger picture with the story to suggest what?
At least 40% of the counting stations to Region 4 as the region with the largest number of boxes to be counted. All these issues are ongoing discussions at the level of the Commission, and they continue to make whatever adjustments necessary to ensure that they work through the protocol. On that note, I should let you know that we have 12 workstations currently in operation, and though recently there was an assessment and a report provided by the National COVID-19 Task Force as it relates to the establishment of additional workstations, being cognizant that it is of national importance that this recount exercise concludes as quickly as possible, it is the intention of the chairperson to write to the National Task Force again to seek their reconsideration for an additional 2 workstations. So that correspondence, I'm sure, will be dispatched within the shortest possible time, and we hope that we can get some favorable response in this regard. Now, I want to pause to really emphasize that while I've seen in some reports in the media the independence of GCOM and being able to make certain decisions on its own, I think we also need to be cognizant that we cannot, while constitutionally the Commission operates in an autonomous way, we cannot operate in isolation and not being cognizant of other factors that could affect our operations. We have to be conscious that we are dealing with a health situation, and we also need to be sure that we do not put people's lives at risk, and we are not health professionals.
Well, if you're trying to suggest an explanation for the slothfulness of GCOM, allowing the PNC, Miss Ward, and again, when you're addressing Yolanda Ward, remember Yolanda Ward is a PR person. Yolanda Ward is a mouthpiece for GCOM, right? To simplify for those of you who understand, you can't direct your angers towards Yolanda Ward. Yolanda Ward is working with the instructions, and Yolanda Ward's job is specifically to disseminate information in forms and fashions that GCOM finds suited. She don't wake up in the morning and decide she can tell the people them this. No. She works with strict instructions as to what to tell the people and when to tell the people. You understand? She has a certain amount of flexibility. Right? Sunri N is who you talking to? Sunri N Passad or whatever is who you talking to with fake news and talk for you got about 30 seconds for reply. Or today we just block you for the fun of it, just for miscommunication. We got black people every day. Yes, and the numbers going too fast. You can't follow up people slow. Yeah. So although Yolanda Ward is independent, she's not a drone. You understand? She walk and see, she thinks see issues and would ask for get information to address it, and being a part of GCOM. In GCOM, should have a good understanding of what's going on. Right? But I think the answer, Miss Ward, and what people is asking and we say is seen in the media. No, well, Indira does why you gotta be specific is what you're addressing to. Because I don't even want to see nothing but fake and thing. I don't even like using the word fake because Trump is used though. What people want addressed is that they got so much stupidness that going on in the place by the PNC. Now you imagine one box take 35 minutes for slow up. The count here how much time PNC wasting down there. Now one box with 35 minutes. 35 multiply by 4 multiply by 10 is 1400 hours, right? Divided by 20 it's 10 hours yeah working in a day, divided by 10 equal this, right? $36 35 multiply by 4 equal 140 minutes. Multiply by 10 stations equal 1400 minutes divided by 60 minutes, and it's going to give you 23 hours. It's 2 days. Every time they put 35 minutes on the box, they're wasting 2 days. It's 23 hours. They're winding down with the PNC shippiness. So people in talking, Miss Ward, about what GCOM doing and how they're running and with the security thing. And so no, they're talking about the waste of time inside there because GCOM is agreeing to everything PNC said and waste the people them time 23 hours every day. They're wasting 23 hours every day. And here was the funny thing, it's only 10 hours a day they're working inside there. You imagine? Right away the box number counted on a daily basis would triple. But they bide in time for God in heaven knows what.
Professionals, and therefore while we will have to make some decisions, the guidance of those persons who are the professionals and practitioners in this particular area, it is important for us to seek some guidance on that. Also, there has been some kind of advocacy for GCOM to pronounce on the return of international observers. I want to emphatically state that this is outside of the remit of the Commission. When it comes to international observers, there has been an established protocol, a legal protocol. The protocol, as always, is that international observers go through the executive, and once that approval and accreditation has been granted, it is then forwarded to GCOM. And so it is not for GCOM to do advocacy on that part because it steps outside of the parameters of the Commission. So we hope to have some amount of acceleration done as it relates to the process. we have been exploring a number of avenues, but one of the things that continue to be a challenge is the time for discussions between agents at the respective workstations. Again, I want to remind that if we're to conduct this exercise in the manner that it's intended to, that is in the interest of fairness and transparency, we have to allow for persons to be heard, to register whatever objections or present whatever cases they may so desire.
Yes, so Yolanda Ward comes out now to represent the PNC. Now, yes, fair. But when it has passed, hundreds of objections, going into thousands of objections, and not one case has been proven, you gotta ask yourself, Mr. Ward, GCOM, you gotta ask GCOM, where are they put? I know you got, is a democracy. Everybody has a right to say. Today, it is a case whereas there was a situation in Station 10 with a ballot box that took 35 minutes to sort out, where there was 47 objections made and 6 were found to be got something, some tick off, but no evidence provided. So Ms. Ward is like your children doing and doing and doing, and your children don't have manners and they always have an attitude, and you're realizing there's a limit. There's a limit as to how much you could complain. You can't cry wolf every day. That's why they buy one of these days, the wolf eat him out. You can't cry wolf every minute, and you accepting it and then saying, oh, you gotta get democracy, you gotta work with people. Ms. Ward, you got on the wrong road there. And GCOM gonna bullshit in there. That's bullshit. You understand? That make no sense. It makes no sense at all. Everybody has a right to make objections. But after one case today, you go out yesterday, they made objections, they object to 24 people. When you check in Belladrum, 3 people alone vote for PPP. 200 something people vote for them. And 21 of the dead people vote for them. It cannot continue down that road. The evidence overwhelmingly shows that the attempts are deliberate by the PNC to stall the process. And in you saying people got the right for thing, you understand? People got the right to start shitting all over the place and pissing all over the place as if you know it doesn't happen like that. If a man getting vomiting and he can't, the room is claustrophobic, you can send in the room every time you vomit, you can say, partner, you can't be in here anymore. We don't have open spaces to afford you, you can't be in here anymore. It is madness. What you're explaining, Ms. Ward, is the definition of madness. That people get the right to make objections, but the objections don't add up to anything in thousands of instances. What you have to do is say, here, we have met some instances where there are complaints and evidence to show these complaints. That is what would interest the people, Ms. Ward. If you come and say, here, we got complaints and we investigate them, if GCOM could show me one issue where they found, if GCOM and PNC all the time saying, yo, GCOM got to figure it out. We just make the complaint. You understand? So what you have to do, Ms. Ward, is bring one instance where there's evidence to suggest that GCOM allowed a dead voter to vote, or GCOM allowed someone who was outside, someone else to vote for them. If you could bring one of those instances, well, we will start listening to your reason for leaving PNC for complaint every time. Please produce the evidence, as Valda Lawrence is Brother Lawrence said. Imagine she making joke about evidence and they don't have no evidence. Brother Lawrence is ever make a joke about it. Evidence. Right? She make the evidence joke. And it's not nobody else going to produce evidence. It's she need to produce the evidence. And they take them and make joke.
However, we would hope that the agents themselves would understand that we need to have this process concluded. And so issues...
No, Miss Ward. GCOM cannot hope. The PNC, with one of your staff, on March the 4th attempted to rig the election. GCOM has played an integral role in that process. You can't hope for nothing but the PNC. You have to say, this is how this process will happen. We will not listen to this. We will not deal with that. It makes no sense and we will not go there. This is how the process will work and everybody will follow the rules. That is what you have to do, Ms. Ward. You can't expect nobody to be reasonable, at least the PNC. They have no intent on being reasonable. This ain't making no sense, you know. This gone past sense. You are here, we are here, we're all here. You had to, GCOM had to remove Mingo because of a deliberate effort. You, Miss Ward, are a part of our organization that is counting SOPs and every day finding that your staff has committed a fraudulent act. Mingo. Claremont Mingo committed fraud. To come and tell us now, Miss Ward, that you would expect the PNC, who Mingo committed a fraud in favor of, that the PNC, you expect the agents to be reasonable. No, they are nothing but reasonable. This is an election. And the only thing reasonable is the reasonable evidence that shows, more than reasonable evidence, that shows that there's a deliberate attempt to rig the elections by the PNC. And these kind of gerrymandering and go wrong and nice talk, Miss Ward, doesn't add up to GCOM separating itself. It adds up to GCOM being a part and parcel of the problem.
That they need to have ventilated can be done in a quick manner as possible rather than spending a lot of time deliberating on one issue over and over.
Because you have given them the opportunity. And like a child that you don't train properly, they keep pushing and pushing. That's why your grandmother tell you, when you give them an inch, they must end up taking a yard. And they say, I'm going to trust you. You understand, Miss Ward? You cannot expect GCOM is an independent body and has the ability to yield those powers. So this is no explanation. This is no explanation. You understand? This is madness. This is GCOM playing an active role in a process that is delaying the process. You tell me, well, we hope the agents and who you tell them that? You tell them every morning that, well, here, objections. You got 5 minutes for objections. Call out your names quickly, and we listen to move on for now. No, you don't tell them not like that. So will you tell them you left a reasonable to PNC acolytes? They got anything reasonable about them people? Miss Ward, you notice anything reasonable about them people? You gotta be joking now, Miss Ward.
So that's where we're at. We are nothing new. The process continues to be a smooth one. Where there are minor challenges, we continue to have those resolved as quickly as possible. And of course, the burning issue at the level of the commission continues to be the timeline. And so we continue to engage on that level to ensure that we can really pronounce quickly as to a definitive timeline on this. Earlier today, I think someone asked about the meeting between the chief election officer and one of the presiding officers in the matter at the Diamond Nursery School. There was a meeting in that regard. However, we are yet to meet with the other presiding officer, and until such time, we will communicate the findings of those discussions at a later time. So that's where we are. Thank you very much.
You say if the other presiding officer that has not met with the commission, did that person, was it he or she?
Then we need to differentiate. It's not with the commission, but that meeting was with the chief election officer. The other person was contacted and has given a commitment to also meet with the CEO. I do not have a time as to when that engagement is likely.
On the matter of the letter to the task force, can you say, in your presentation you said the commissioner, the chairperson, was looking for guidance. I would like some clarity on whether this is guidance or permission, because I remember the chairperson taking a decision the other day. So
it is
put in 2 stations before collecting the task force.
It is twofold. Normally, before the establishment of the tasks of any of the workstations, there is an assessment to be conducted, and based on the guidelines provided, being cognizant of the current environment we operate, it is against that backdrop that one, we seek permission as well as for an assessment to be done to determine the risk involved in the establishment of such.
Seek further permission when the task force would have already pronounced recently on the
they would have, the commission of itself would have identified some 2 other areas. Of course, based on the report provided, I'm sure the commission...
Yeah, I can start calling, because just when I done I shut it off, eh? Today's not one of my days, them a turn. Yeah, I can start calling.
Would have reviewed that report and would have assessed what is the risk it can take. I will not want to speak for the commission in its wisdom on that, but we have 2 things that face us. We face a position at which here we are at an exercise that needs to be done in an expeditious manner. And therefore, while the task force in their professional judgment, which we cannot say that for any reason, we cannot take the guidance of the practitioners in this area.
Guidance and permission.
Well, as I said, it's twofold. It is twofold because based on their assessment, they can determine for us what is the risk involved, and that is what we want to see based on their assessment, the risk involved. And so in so doing, even before we commence this exercise, you would be aware that while...
Hello, good night.
Hi, sir.
Talk to my partner.
Paul is with us. One quick comment I'd like to make. What we, the citizens, need to focus on is the one person we need to focus on is Ms. Claudette Singh. That's the most important person in this. I'm watching Mr. Yolanda Ward talking here, and I listened to what you were saying and stuff, like explaining about part and parcel with the whole rigging attempt and stuff like that. The one person that's the most important person to look at, the critical person to look at in analyzing their actions in this whole thing is Ms. Claudette Singh. That's the chairman.
You could look at Casper and figure out what's going on.
Who's not with who? And who's for the people?
You ever see Ghost, the Ghost movie?
With Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Why you believe Whoopi Goldberg they freak out? First when she hearing the talking but she ain't see nothing. You look at where you can't see.
Well, that's what, remember I called a couple nights ago and I was saying that they need to, the person who needs to come to front in disseminating information as to what's going on at the commission level is Mr. Odyssey, because when Mr. Surge Body was there, he was everything. Everyone was hearing what was going on. He was kept abreast of what's going on.
Yeah,
but now we have minions coming out, the second man, not the chief honcho coming out and telling you what is what so we can hold that person accountable. We have the minions coming out and telling us what's what. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your night.
Safe, brother.
Number of workstations were touted. Based on that initial assessment of the task force.
Now here was my problem with GCOM and the task force. The task force issues directives. People coming in the country, the whole country got to work with these rules and stuff. In a workstation, people are so far apart. The workstations are so far apart, there are 10 of them. 2 downstairs and the tents, rooms upstairs. What the blood clot you gotta get the task force for? Put tents outside. There are tents in that building, by the way. The counting stations don't have to be in rooms. There are counting stations that are on the tents in the building, because the building got like an open up kind of thing. Right? They are, let me show you. Let me show you this is what I'm talking about. Just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Alright, look, this is inside the building. Right? Let me see if I could put up the light a little more for you. This is inside the building. And inside the building, got some tents down at the bottom. Do you see it? People are in tents in the building down at the bottom. Right? So, you could put tents outside. The task force tell you, you need to keep people so far apart this and that. Put, just like how they got a room with what? Put a tent outside. Put a container, where the container region 4, put a container. And one counting station at the side of the container, one to the other side of the container. You open the container, you pass it out, box it so and box it so. 2 tents at one corner of the yard and 2 tents at the next corner of the yard. You understand? So the task force doesn't have to tell you every time if you could fart, if you could shit, if you could piss. Doesn't make sense. The task force tell you. The technical people tell you, listen to me. People need to be kept so far apart, and you with your wisdom could say, well, here, forgot 500 people coming in this place at a certain time, because the workstations now, you got 15 people move at each workstation. 15 by 4, 60 people at the original. How much time that amount of people takes to come in? And you tell the people, yeah, I'll have to start coming in from 6 o'clock in the morning. Because we want nobody gang up if we're reaching 8 o'clock. You understand? So this thing, Miss Wardley, I'll explain it. A good, well-treated, breeded donkey could figure it out. You understand? Because donkey know for don't go around with alligator there. Then call the administrator and ask them to have people, medical people all over the place monitoring what's going on. Tell your security, no grouping and all those kind of things.
The commission, of course, had to make some decisions in that regard. And so, as I'm saying, it is twofold that we have to seek the permission, because we are dealing here with lives at risk, and we have to consider.
GCOM is an autonomous body. You don't have to seek permission. You seek advice. how far people could stay apart. This is bullshit. How far should people stay apart? I am GCOM. I go to the task force and I say, listen to me. I want to ensure the safety of the people in this country. The task force can't decide, oh, workstations. No. We are doing some work. I have an operation going on here. I have a number of people in here. Can you tell me how I should have these, how far apart I should have these people? How much mask, should they wear masks all the time? 6 feet apart, you give them the facts. And GCOM decides how much workstations they're going to put in there and all this thing. Y'all are not going to get away with this. And again, I tell you, Miss Ward is a conduit through which information is disseminated. She unlike the chairperson who know what is going on, she's disseminating information. When I refer to Miss Ward, I'm referring to GCOM. She got to ask them, I can bring it to me. You understand? Somebody asked me, Critic, why you help APNU in 2016? I felt the PPP needed to be gotten rid of. Yes. I saw the blatant corruption and everything else, and I felt it was time to get rid of them. I felt the same dissatisfaction that a lot of people felt. I saw the same complacency that a lot of people saw. And we decided in support. It so happened that we were misled.
That we're dealing here with people's health. And so as the task force, if there was no task force and we're just going ahead, as there is a task force in effect, we have to ensure that we seek the necessary guidance and permission from that task force.
Given the last bit of guidance from the task force, what has changed at the facility that would give them some sort of optimism that they would get a different response?
As I said, the commission, I am not sure.
Hey, good night. Talk to me, brother.
Two things, Critic.
Be quick about it.
The objectors, if they do not have the proof, they should not even mention it. Supervisors should disregard them and move on if they don't bring the proof in the objective. The other thing I want to know, what happens after 25 days and this recount is not completed? Suppose GCOM decide that there's only 25 days allowed and that is it. We got to go back on what Mango declared. Is there something in the Gazette thing they put out saying that it could be extended?
My brother, there is an election, there is a recount. Anything is possible. You understand?
That's what I'm saying, because 25 days done and it is finished.
No, but I'm saying, it is.
You haven't done it in 25 days?
Considerations are being taken right now about the extension of the recount. It is already being considered because it is a fact of matter presently. Based on how much boxes are counted on a daily basis, right? It cannot be finished in 25. There's a fact. That is why they're hurrying to open more stations with the intention of trying to meet that deadline. That deadline will not be met. An extension will be given and the recount wouldn't even stop. Before 25 days reach, and when they got so much more, they will create an extension. Because what it is, there's not a clock in front that the gates lock up and the whole place disappear. You understand? Nothing stops if you going in after 26 days when you go in a wagon, you're still counting. 27 days still counting. Nothing changes. A legitimate extension, because we think you sign a document and then next thing the clock start extending it, you know? There's water under the bridge. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Raja, brother.
They would have made their assessment But if it's said that the commission is willing to absorb some risk, then I'm sure that the commission has a well thought out plan in that regard.
There are discussions on the timeline. Can you say what are some of the additional measures being discussed for possible implementation, specific measures?
Well, number one on the agenda would be, of course, the establishment of the additional workstations. That is primary to the process because without that, based on the rate at which things have been going, the intended target most likely will not be achieved without the establishment of additional workstations. Earlier today, one of the suggestions put forward by the leader of the opposition was the possibility of working beyond the 7 o'clock hour. The commission has not deliberated on that suggestion since there are
Mickey?
a number of other factors to consider in relation to this suggestion. But I'm sure when the commission meets again, it might be something that may appear on their agenda. But I think the establishment of additional workstations is what will help to really accelerate the process.
When is the report due from the task force?
The commission will be given to the observation reports in deciding that a vote is valid or it is not valid? And secondly, are they considering what is a reasonable minimum rate of number of boxes that can be counted per day?
I'm sure the commission continues to work through all the maths in terms of the rate. From the start of this exercise, I did indicate that we cannot definitively say the time any box will take regardless of the size of the box. The expectation would be that a box with a small amount of votes will take the least amount of time to be counted. But if upon opening that box, you find that the amount of issues that may arise, the deliberations continue to be ongoing and excessive because persons are pointing out anomalies and so on.
Mr. Lando, where do we go this over again? Persons were, I think we're on our 14th or 16th day, somewhere thereabouts. Persons were pointing out anomalies from day 2. As you call it, persons were, PNC individuals were making objections from day 1. It is seen in the public, counting agents, ministers and everybody else are trying to delay. It is seen by the public that way. Not some of the Looney Tune supporters of the PNC. They basically accept because nobody wants to even discuss the fact that Mingo committed fraud. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night. How are you doing, Critic?
Talk to me, brother.
How is Ghana doing?
You watching me live, brother?
I'm not watching. I'm calling from WhatsApp.
You gotta watch the live. You gotta watch the live. When it relates to anything with Guyana, you gotta watch me live and you get your updates from there. Yes, I'm not one for small talk and all them things. So you gotta see with me. You understand how I do and all them things now? Your body ain't got the time for them things now.
So you know they have on WhatsApp?
Yes, you're getting me on WhatsApp. But what I'm saying, if you want to know what is going on with Guyana, what I am doing, what's going on with the people, you gotta follow my Facebook page. I ain't got time for one-on-ones. I'm not a psychiatrist, you understand? I ain't got time for one-on-ones. Roger, brother. Cool. Cool. Thanks for calling.
It is likely that that small box can eventually take as much time as a box with a larger amount of votes.
No, it's not likely, Miss Ward. You are in the GCOM, in the conference center, and you're fully well aware that that is directly what is happening. Small boxes are given a lot of time in making objections to slow down the process. It is a deliberate attempt by the PNC to slow down the process. It is clear. There's no explanation, Ms. Ward. The fumbling alone shows there's no explanation. Because you can't get 1, 2, 10, 3, 1,000. Nobody in the righted senses would allow anybody to lie to them 1,000 times. What you have to do, Ms. Ward, is to give credence and to show that GCOM is not part of this. You have to say, well, here we have evidence. That is why we continue to listen to these objections. The PNC have not been able to show evidence of why they're objecting, and GCOM has not presented any evidence as to why they're listening to objections. After thousands of objections will be put forward and none seem to be credible.
To be counted. So we have to also consider those factors when we're looking at the rate. And I'm sure that at some point we will do an assessment in terms of the boxes remaining and the size of those boxes remaining before we work out a definitive position as to the expected duration. As it relates to your other question on the observation matter, that continues to be an ongoing discussion at the level of the Commission. As you're aware, the Commission has made no determination on how the observation report would be used at the level of the Commission, but those observations that are noted continues to be ongoing discussions at the Commission.
Ms. Ward, in submitting its report to the Commission, I think this week, the task force noted that certain measures were not being implemented. Could you say since then what has been done to ensure that those measures are adhered to?
Thank you. We have increased our monitoring capabilities. We have a private service on board with us from the start, but we have requested, other than the sanitization aspect periodically of the respective workstation and in and around the environs, that we closely monitor, particularly the hand washing stations, which was one of the critical observations in terms of replenishing the supplies there of soap and hand towels and so on. So what we have done is really to put an intense monitoring system in place. Also, there was another observation as it relates to the use of masks. I think they pointed out that upon rapid assessment, they found at least 19 persons were without masks or not correctly using their masks. And so in that regard, we have put some measures in place to ensure that we have persons continue to adhere to those practices.
This is a follow-up question to Gary's question. In the report, the task force recommended 2 workstations.
That's
and now today, the Commission has written the task force again, asking them to consider an additional 2. What has changed in that context?
Mediator done. Something gone wrong here. Let me call it a night. I had enough. You mean in the people mixing politics with COVID. Critic boy should give me a headache. Yeah. I get a little thing. But you know for society much. You just gotta be fair and deal with it. I ain't taking no bullshit. Guys, I gone. Y'all take care. Adios amigos. Right? I gone. I'm gonna catch you on the rest. I just exhausted. When you're listening to these things on a daily basis, it could get to you. I feel like you're losing your mind sometimes, you know? Because people come and attacking the big adults and telling them shitness before you and they sit down with a straight face and listen to this kind of shit. You understand? You asking task force what work session. Task force is not what work session. Task force has already created an atmosphere that everybody in the whole country should adhere to. Y'all take care. If anything happens, I can bring it live to y'all. In the meantime, stay safe. We gotta start talking about COVID-19 warnings, reminding y'all. Right? Again, just to recap, 8 presidential guards. 8 presidential guards who tested positive for COVID-19, none of which were working with any of the former presidents or with the president. The president has a special unit. None of his guards are included in who were tested with COVID-19. So there's no need to suggest anything with the president, right? And former presidents. I have reached out to Barjagyo. He said his guards are in place and it's not none of them. I've reached out to Donald Ramatar and he said no, right? When an autopsy report was done, Miguel, why you obsolete, son? Come tell grandfather why you're obsolete, come. Why you not asleep? Something bite you? Come, grab a kiss. Eh? Oh, you been in the room just now? Okay. Alright. So, that before it causes any bit of confusion, you should know that, right? The president, no less, he is the president of Guyana. He was not, he issued a statement suggesting that he was not and is not in harm's way as a result of president guards from a different unit getting testing, 8 of them testing positive for COVID-19. And former presidents too have already said they ain't got no problem with their guards, right? And this thing happened, it didn't happen today. It happened maybe 2-3 weeks now, right? I don't know why it took so long for the Guyana Police Force to make that information public. But that is how the cookie crumbles, right? You guys take care. Peace out.